Africa. Land of boundless deserts. Land of endless forests. Land of origin and future. There is a land where everything began. An immense continent covering 1/5 of our planet. Over 30 million square kilometers, second only to Asia in size. Welcome to Africa. Here, among the ancient rocks of the Afar Triangle in Ethiopia, our ancestors took their first steps. Lucy, one of the most ancient and well-known ancestors of humanity, lived in this land and played a key role in our evolutionary journey. Africa is a breathing giant, spanning across 54 nations, each with its own story to tell. From Nigeria, where over 200 million people speak 500 different languages, to the most remote corners, where another 1,500 languages are spoken, accounting for 1/3 of all the languages on Earth. Moreover, it's a young, vibrant land. 6 out of 10 Africans haven't yet turned 25. Their eyes look to the future, while their feet stand on ground that conceals countless treasures. In the continent's north, the Sahara stretches like an endless ocean. A sea of sand, vaster than the entire continental United States, an insatiable giant that advances 1 kilometer each year, swallowing everything in its path. It's the world's largest hot desert, where temperatures swing between evening zeros and daytime plus 50 degrees C, shaping the life of everything around it. But Africa is also an explosion of life. 1/4 of all land animals on the planet walk on this earth. The Big Five, lions, elephants, leopards, buffalo, and rhinoceros, still reign over these territories, as they have done for millennia. Biodiversity here isn't just a number, it's a living tale of evolution and survival. The Nile, a water serpent winding for over 6,650 kilometers, is the world's longest river, bringing life through deserts and savannas. To the north, the Atlas Mountains stretch across Morocco, Algeria, and Tunisia. While in the heart of the continent, Lake Victoria is so vast it could contain all of Ireland in its waters. In this land, obviously the 4 seasons don't exist, but rather an endless transition between dry and wet. The rains, scarce in some areas, follow primordial rhythms, orchestrating the life of plants, animals, and humans. Every drop of water is precious. Every cloud carries promises. The cities, meanwhile, pulse with young energy, with metropolises reaching toward the sky, while in villages, numerous ancient traditions survive. Finally, underground lies enormous mineral wealth, with diamonds gleaming in the depths, veins of gold crossing mountains, copper deposits that have attracted explorers from around the world. These riches have shaped the continent's history, for better or worse, writing chapters of glory and suffering. This is Africa. Not just a continent, but an entire world. A place where human history began and where life explodes in countless forms. It is our cradle, our past, and perhaps our future. But now, let's visit its most beautiful and iconic places. We begin from a place that embodies the deepest essence of this land. A place where the very name evokes the grandeur and mystery of an ancient civilization. Pyramids of Giza, Egypt. In the Egyptian desert, 3 limestone giants stand against the sky, challenging not only time, but our understanding of the ancient. The Great Pyramid of Cheops, as tall as a 40-story skyscraper, was for nearly 4,000 years the tallest structure ever built by humans. But the real miracle isn't its height, but its mathematical precision, with its base perfectly leveled, with an error of only 2 centimeters over 230 meters per side. Each stone, moreover, some weighing as much as 3 modern cars, was cut and positioned with precision that defies our modern technologies. How did the ancient Egyptians achieve such perfection? Even today, new technologies and investigation methods continue to unveil hidden secrets within these ancient structures. Victoria Falls, Zambia, Zimbabwe. Between Zambia and Zimbabwe, a river plunges into the abyss. Victoria Falls splits the earth with a roar that can be heard 40 kilometers away. The Zambezi River, flowing peacefully for miles, meets a crack in the Earth's crust and transforms into a curtain of water, plummeting 108 meters. The water mass generates a mist that rises 400 meters into the sky, creating a microclimate that nurtures a rainforest in the middle of the African bush. This is why locals call this place the smoke that thunders. During the rainy season, 500 million liters of water per minute launch themselves into the void. No photographs can capture the power of this natural spectacle, where water transforms into clouds and the earth trembles beneath your feet. Serengeti, Tanzania. In the heart of East Africa, the Serengeti reveals a world where nature still dictates the rules of the game. This ecosystem knows no boundaries, stretching over 30,000 square kilometers. Here, the largest mammal migration on Earth repeats like an ancient ritual. 1.5 million wildebeest, accompanied by zebras and gazelles, cross these territories each year, following the call of the rains. The savanna transforms with the passing seasons. During the dry season, the earth cracks and turns golden, while predators gather around the remaining water holes. When the rains arrive, however, the landscape explodes into a green sea, extending to the horizon. Lions dominate this kingdom, but it's the cheetahs that steal the show, streaking across the plains in pursuits that defy the laws of physics. At dawn and dusk, the Serengeti reveals its true essence. Solitary acacias stand against the fiery sky, while giraffes move through the morning mist. This isn't just a national park, it's a living theater of survival. Seychelles Islands. In the Indian Ocean, 115 islands emerge from the waters, like fragments of a forgotten paradise. The Seychelles are the result of an ancient alternation between volcanoes and corals. These lands represent the last fragments of the supercontinent Gondwana, breaking away from India 65 million years ago. Below the water's surface, coral reefs create a parallel universe. The seabed hosts over 1,000 fish species, and the world's largest terrestrial crab, the coconut crab, which can lift objects as heavy as coconuts. Moreover, giant tortoises like those of the Galapagos Islands, having survived extinction, still wander these islands. Beaches like Anse-Lazio or Anse Source d'Argent cannot be described in words. Rather, they are something magnificent and paradisiacal. Here, granite rocks, sculpted by wind and water for millions of years, create formations that appear like natural works of art. Meanwhile, the tropical forest blanketing the islands hosts some of the rarest species on the planet, from wild vanilla orchids to endemic carnivorous plants, to ancient cinnamon trees that perfume the air with their essences. Chefchaouen, Morocco. Among the Rif Mountains in Morocco, a town defies the rules of traditional architecture. In this place, every building, stairway, and alley is painted in shades of blue. This tradition began in 1492, when Jews fleeing Spain brought with them the custom of painting houses the color of the sky. The streets interweave like a three-dimensional labyrinth, while time-worn steps lead to terraces overlooking a sea of blue roofs. In the morning, sunbeams create plays of light on the walls, while artisans display their carpets and elders gather in the squares. Chefchaouen isn't just a city, but an urban art experiment that has lasted 500 years. Sahara. An ocean of sand covering an area as large as the United States. Here, dunes move like waves, shifting several centimeters each day, erasing the traces of those who dare to cross them. Beneath this scorching surface, archaeologists uncover remains of ancient lakes and rivers. The Sahara conceals evidence of a green past, when herds of elephants and giraffes roamed through lush savannas. The Tuareg, people of the desert, move through this landscape, their caravans crossing nothingness for days, navigating with methods passed down through generations. In the absolute silence of the desert, the wind tells stories of lost civilizations buried under millennia of sand. Okavango Delta, Botswana. In the heart of Africa, a river refuses to reach the sea. The Okavango Delta defies the laws of nature, dispersing into the Kalahari Desert. This water system pulses like a living organism, expanding and contracting with the rhythm of seasons, transforming 15,000 square kilometers of desert into a maze of water. The waters arrive from Angola in June, when the Kalahari is at its driest. The delta fills slowly, creating a mix of channels, lagoons, and islands where water filters through sand, creating a natural purification system. Hippos dig channels that become highways for fish, while lions have learned to swim, adapting to hunt in flooded areas. When the waters recede, they leave isolated pools where crocodiles wait for the next flood. Cairo, Egypt. Cairo, with its millennia of history, is a living treasure of antiquity. Dominated by the majestic pyramids of Giza at its borders and the bustling Khan el-Khalili Bazaar, the city offers a deep immersion into Egyptian culture. The Egyptian Museum houses an incredible collection of antiquities, including Tutankhamun's funeral mask. Cairo is also a melting pot of cultures, with Coptic Christian and Islamic influences reflected in the architecture and local traditions. Despite modernization, traditions like Turkish coffee and felucca rides on the Nile remain integral parts of experiencing this incredible city. Danakil, Ethiopia. At Africa's lowest point, 125 meters below sea level, Earth shows its primordial face. The Danakil Desert exists at the edge of impossible, with temperatures reaching 50 degrees Celsius, while the ground releases toxic gases and acids that paint the landscape yellow and orange. Sulfur geysers erupt from underground, creating bubbling pools that change color as hours pass. Here, 3 tectonic plates slowly separate, tearing apart the African continent. Life defies all logic in this hell on Earth, with bacteria thriving in acidic pools, suggesting to scientists how life might appear on other planets. Rock churches of Lalibela, Ethiopia. In the heart of the Ethiopian plateau, 11 monolithic churches were carved directly into volcanic rock in the 12th century. Unlike traditional structures, these churches were created from top to bottom, removing rock to reveal the building within. The Church of St. George, 12 meters deep, has a perfect cross-shaped plan and is connected to other churches through a network of tunnels and trenches. These sacred spaces, still used for worship today, are considered by UNESCO among the most extraordinary examples of rock-cut religious architecture in the world. Marrakesh, Morocco. A city that tells its story through sounds and fragrances. Marrakech pulses with the rhythm of 100,000 people who cross the Medina daily, with Jama El Fna Square transforming from dawn to dusk. By day, snake charmers and spice vendors fill the air with music and aromas. The souks branch into a labyrinth of 3,000 shops, where artisans work leather and metal, using techniques passed down through generations. At sunset, the square fills with smoke rising from outdoor kitchens, while storytellers gather crowds around them, telling legends in Arabic and Berber. Zanzibar, Tanzania. An archipelago in the Indian Ocean, preserving centuries of history among its white coral beaches. Zanzibar sits at the crossroads where spice routes between Africa, India, and the Middle East converged. Stone Town, with its coral and limestone buildings, evokes memories of sultans and merchants. Here we find intricately carved wooden doors and dhows, traditional boats with triangular sails that still ply the waters as they did centuries ago. In the ocean, tides create a unique rhythm of life. In the depths, corals build reefs that protect the island, while mangrove forests filter the water, guarding the secrets of a spice island. Ngorongoro Crater, Tanzania. In the heart of East Africa, a volcano collapsed upon itself 3 million years ago, creating the world's largest intact caldera. This crater encloses a 260 square kilometer ecosystem surrounded by walls rising 600 meters. This natural amphitheater hosts 25,000 animals that never leave the crater. The caldera walls trap moisture, creating a unique microclimate. Water collects in Lake Magadi, where flamingos transform the landscape into a pink carpet. Lions have developed specific hunting techniques for this confined environment, where predators and prey coexist in a limited space. On the crater's rim, the cloud forest sustains a population of elephants, with tusks reaching incredible dimensions. Sossusvlei, Namibia. In the world's oldest desert, wind has been sculpting sand for 55 million years, creating a sea of ridges and valleys stretching across 32,000 square kilometers. In the heart of this desert, Dead Vlei tells a story of survival and death. The skeletons of acacia trees, dead for 900 years, point toward the sky. The sun has baked the earth into natural cement, preserving these trunks in an open-air museum. At dawn, shadows cut across the sand, while Gemsbach desert antelopes leave footprints that vanish into nothingness. Atlantic fog seeps in at night, bringing life to creatures that have learned to survive on just a few drops of water per year. Red Sea. A sea that formed 40 million years ago, when Africa began separating from the Arabian Peninsula. The Red Sea conceals beneath its waters a living museum of marine biodiversity. The coral reef extends for 2,000 kilometers, hosting 1,200 fish species. Shipwrecks, some dating back to the Pharaohs era, create artificial reefs where marine life flourishes. The waters contain a 41% salt concentration, creating unique conditions where only specialized organisms survive. At Marsa Alam, dugongs move slowly through underwater meadows, while in the deep waters of the Suakin Trench, marine life extends to depths of 3,000 meters. Cape Town, South Africa. Where two oceans collide, a city climbs between mountains and sea. Cape Town spreads at the foot of Table Mountain, a rock fortress that has dominated the horizon for 500 million years. The mountain creates its own climate, generating clouds that slide down its flanks. Cold Atlantic currents meet warm Indian Ocean ones at Cape Point, creating one of the planet's richest marine ecosystems. Here, African penguins can be found just kilometers from the city center, and southern right whales migrate to these coasts to birth their calves. Today, scenic roads follow the coast, revealing hidden bays where fishermen still cast their nets, as their ancestors did. Great Sphinx of Giza, Egypt. In the vast Egyptian desert, a mythological creature with a lion's body and human face keeps motionless watch over passing centuries. The Sphinx emerges from the sands like a limestone mystery, its enigmatic gaze fixed on the horizon for 4,500 years. A silent witness to the rise and fall of entire civilizations. As tall as a six-story building, this monolithic wonder has defied time and elements. Despite wounds inflicted by centuries, like the missing nose and lost ceremonial beard, and even Napoleon's cannon fire, it maintains its regal majesty. Under its mighty paws, archaeologists suspect the existence of yet unexplored chambers, adding further mystery to this eternal guardian of antiquity. Kruger Park, South Africa. In Africa's oldest national park, 2 million hectares of wilderness tell a story of survival. The Kruger Park houses 147 mammal species, moving freely across 6 different ecosystems. The baobabs dominating the landscape have witnessed 4,000 years of African history, while rangers track animal footprints using techniques passed down from the earliest hunters. Additionally, termites build underground cities that modify the soil's pH, creating zones where only certain plants can grow, while leopards hide their prey in trees. Elephants communicate through infrasounds that travel for kilometers through the ground. Each morning, the sun reveals a new chapter in this endless narrative of wildlife, gradually illuminating the savanna where every creature returns to its place in the ancient natural order. Madagascar. An island as large as France broke away from Africa 160 million years ago, creating a unique laboratory of evolution. Madagascar hosts creatures that exist nowhere else on Earth. Lemurs, having survived the extinction that wiped out the dinosaurs, have evolved into 103 different species. These species move through rainforests and spiny deserts while being hunted by fossas, the island's only predators, who are also very agile. The baobabs of Avenue des Baobabs point skyward, storing up to 120,000 liters of water in their trunks. The stone forests of Singji, meanwhile, conceal unexplored caves, where unknown species await discovery. Drakensberg Mountains. A mountain range cuts through South Africa like a spine. The Drakensberg Mountains stretch for 1,000 kilometers, reaching heights of 3,482 meters. The rock tells 200 million years of Earth's history, when Africa separated from the ancient supercontinent Gondwana. The Tugela Falls plunge 948 meters in 5 drops, turning to mist before touching the ground. The Sand People left 35,000 rock paintings here, speaking of hunting stories and shamanic rituals. The climate changes every 1,000 meters in altitude. In the alpine zone, unique plants survive sub-zero temperatures, while in the valleys, leopards move through protea forests. Luxor Temple, Egypt. A 3-kilometer avenue of sphinxes connects 2 of ancient Egypt's most important temples. In the Luxor complex, 30-meter-high columns form a monumental corridor designed to transform sunlight into a ritual calendar. The temple was deliberately constructed with a 13-degree alignment to Karnak Temple, creating a sacred corridor between the 2 sanctuaries. This alignment played a central role in the Opet festival. For 27 days, the statue of god Amun traveled in procession on the Nile between the 2 temples, in a ritual that united the religious and political power of ancient Egypt. Masai Mara, Kenya. In southwest Kenya, the land transforms into a theater of boundless wildlife. The Masai Mara represents the stage of Earth's last great mammal migration, together with the Serengeti. From July to October, 1.5 million wildebeest cross the Mara River, defying crocodiles wading in the murky waters. The savanna holds secrets that only the Maasai know, and these people have lived here for centuries, sharing the plains with lions and cheetahs. At dawn, hot air balloons rise above the plain, revealing a mosaic of life. Leopards hide among solitary trees, while elephant herds cross the territory, always following the same routes. Every evening as the savanna falls asleep, it reminds us that in this corner of Africa, time flows just as it did thousands of years ago. Mauritius. 2,000 kilometers from the African coast, a volcanic island emerges from the Indian Ocean. Mauritius encompasses in 1,865 square kilometers a concentration of nature that defies imagination. The coral reef surrounds the island for 150 kilometers, creating a natural lagoon hosting 430 tropical fish species. Days here follow the rhythm of the tides, and the sea reveals some of its secrets, including giant manta rays and parrotfish, transforming the seabed into an explosion of moving colors. At Le Morne, the wind creates the underwater waterfall phenomenon, an optical illusion where the ocean seems to plunge into an infinite vortex. Finally, at sunset, Le Morne Mountain casts its shadow over the ocean, where giant tortoises move slowly in nature reserves. Lake Nakuru, Kenya. In the heart of the Rift Valley, a lake transforms its waters into a living pink mirror. Lake Nakuru extends for 45 square kilometers, attracting up to 2 million flamingos that transform its surface. The lake's alkaline waters nourish billions of algae, which in turn feed this extraordinary concentration of birds. Black and white rhinoceros, reintroduced to the park, move among the acacias surrounding the lake, while baboons climb the cliffs and buffalo cross the grasslands. The lake's water level changes with the seasons, and when it drops, thousands of pelicans join the flamingos in a dance of white and pink wings. Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. A giant of rock and ice rises solitary from the African plain. Kilimanjaro dominates the horizon at 5,895 meters, the only place in Africa where snow persists at the equator. This mountain belongs to no chain. Rather, it's a volcano that rose from nothing 3 million years ago. Five climatic zones succeed each other from base to summit. Coffee plantations give way to rainforests, then to moorlands and high-altitude deserts. However, the glaciers at the summit are disappearing. They've lost 85% of their mass in a century, and scientists predict their complete disappearance by 2050. Clouds wrap the mountain every day at noon, creating a natural clock for villagers below. Windy Natural Reserve, Uganda. In the impenetrable forest of Windy, time flows at a different pace. The forest extends for 321 square kilometers on ancient volcanic slopes, and 400 mountain gorillas move through the vegetation. The air contains so much moisture that clouds are indistinguishable from the mist rising from the ground. Trees have been growing for 25,000 years, creating a vertical labyrinth where 350 bird species build their nests. The gorillas spend their days feeding on 142 different plant species. The Batwa, pygmies who inhabited this forest, knew every trail, and their knowledge allowed the first researchers to study the gorillas. At dawn, the song of weaver birds mingles with gorilla calls echoing through the valleys. Lake Malawi, Malawi. An inland sea hidden in Africa's heart contains more fish species than the seas of Europe and North America combined. The freshwaters extend for 580 kilometers, touching 3 nations, and hosting about 1,000 freshwater fish species that evolved here in isolation. The rocks on the bottom create microcosms, where each fish species occupies a specific niche, while the water maintains a transparency that allows light to penetrate up to 20 meters deep. Communities along the shores have developed 800 years of history around this freshwater sea, and fishing techniques have remained the same for many centuries. Simien Mountains, Ethiopia. In northern Ethiopia, mountains break into deep canyons. The Simien Mountains emerge from the African plateau like a natural fortress. This mountain range hosts the only place in the world where gelada baboons, monkeys with red chests, live freely in groups of about 800 individuals. At 4,550 meters, Ras Dashen dominates the landscape as Africa's fourth highest peak. Erosion has carved the volcanic rock for 40 million years, creating pinnacles that stand against the sky. Every morning, clouds rise from the valleys, wrapping the mountains in a sea of mist that hides a unique ecosystem. Tsavo Park, Kenya. In the Kenyan savannah, a park the size of Belgium tells a story of resilience. Tsavo divides into two kingdoms, east and west, separated by a railway built in 1898. Here, two lions halted railway construction for months, devouring 135 workers. The Galana River flows like a vital artery through the park, creating a ribbon of life in the middle of the red earth. The elephants here are distinguished by their skin, which takes on the color of the earth when they roll in the dust. Finally, the Shitani, prehistoric lava flows, create a lunar landscape where only the most resilient creatures survive. Abu Simbel, Egypt. A monument of power carved into the Nubian mountain marks the southern extremity of ancient Egypt. Four colossi of Ramesses II, 20 meters tall and carved from living rock, have dominated the Nile for 3,000 years, representing the pharaoh seated on his throne, flanked by smaller statues of his wife Nefertari, the Queen Mother, and his children. Inside, the temple extends 61 meters into the mountain. The walls tell of the pharaoh's military victories, while the innermost sanctuary houses four seated figures. Twice a year, on February 22nd and October 22nd, the first rays of sun penetrate the temple interior, illuminating the statues of the gods in sequence, except for Ptah, Lord of the Underworld, who always remains in shadow. This astronomical alignment isn't coincidental. The dates coincide with the start of planting season and the pharaoh's birthday, transforming the temple into a cosmic calendar, celebrating the sovereign's divine power over natural order. Cape Verde. "500 kilometers from the African coast, an archipelago of 10 islands emerges from the Atlantic. Cape Verde represents a meeting point between three continents, where African culture blends with European and South American influences. The sea has shaped not only the coasts, but also the soul of these people. Fogo Island has an active volcano, reaching 2,829 meters. Inhabitants cultivate coffee and vineyards on the volcanic slopes, where lava from the last 2014 eruption created new layers of fertile soil. On Sal, meanwhile, the beaches are a surfer's paradise. From beaches to mountains, from salt pans to volcanoes, each island in the archipelago tells a different story of Atlantic Africa. Volcanoes National Park, Rwanda. 8 volcanoes dominate the border between Rwanda and Congo, and here, the planet's last 1,000 mountain gorillas hide. These giants live in bamboo forests covering volcanic slopes at 3,000 meters altitude. Silverbacks, dominant males, can lift 800 kilos with one arm, but spend their days teaching youngsters how to gather bamboo shoots. Deanne Fossey walked these trails 50 years ago, while today, rangers follow in her footsteps, protecting these gentle giants who share 98% of human DNA. It's certainly a world where humans remain guests in the kingdom of gorillas. Concluding this visual journey through Africa, we've moved from the allure of endless savannas to majestic deserts, discovering together not only places but also the primordial traditions that make each region of this continent unique. We hope that the images and stories shared have enriched your knowledge and stimulated the desire to personally explore the incredible diversity of this ancestral land, where each place guards an authentic and priceless cultural heritage.